Okay, we back at it again, man. We here again. We here again after a very, very long day. I'm back at it again talking shit. Hey, hold on. I had the intro idea. I think the intro idea was just gonna be like, let me talk my shit, man. And then I just get to it. I think that's cold. I think that's a cold intro. I'm gonna have to watch that back and see where actually if I'm actually fucking with it or. But I don't know if I'm gonna do cuts or I'm gonna just straight speak and there's no cuts in this. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of them ones where it's just raw. It's just my thoughts straight at the camera. Do you know what I'm saying? Just a stream. Me from me to you, bro. Human to human. Do you know what I'm saying? None of this editing bullshit. You're gonna see the real me, bro. Just what's coming to my brain at this point in time. But listen, today Hey, let me actually face the camera, get in the camera, bro. Today, today was mad. Today was mad. And hold on. Let me face myself up. Bro. Let me face myself up. Mm. Cool, cool, cool. Today was mad. Hey, I don't know what this button does. This is it's not even a button. Read this. What is? Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Today was mad. Today was mad. I just completely fucked it. Nah, I fucked it completely. Like I don't. Yeah, no, it was all my fault completely. And the one lesson I've learned is that AI models are unreliable. Shock horror. Obviously, I know how to prompt. I've read the prompt engineering guides. I provide the context, but I've really realized how fallible these models are, and how important the way you phrase things is the how important your phrasing of things are. Because I was consulting Gemini, right, about my keto plan. You know, I was okay. So if I give context, there's one chat I've been using for the longest time. Right, I've been using for the longest time. I've just been texting him nonstop. Obviously, I know as context, the higher context. Sorry, the more you talk to it, the lower the quality of responses due to the amount of context that it has to handle, right? But I was talking to it a very, very long time. But nonetheless, I didn't expect it to give me answers to certain like questions. And the same questions that was asked to another Gemini in a different chat for that to give me different answers. I was bamboozled. Bro, I was shocked. I was shocked. I was thinking, wait, hold on. I I literally asked, what? You're okay. For example, like you telling me, okay, you might want to include some olive oils and some butter into your diet, and the other brother's telling me, nah, you need to get rid of that shit, bro. That can cause the oil slick effect, and because of the structure of the oil and the butter, it won't get absorbed. It will get absorbed too quickly, and it's a lot for your liver or gallbladder to handle. I'm thinking, hold on. So I go to the other chat and I copy and paste what the other model said to me and said, hold on, this is what he said to me. It seems you have a completely different perspective. And he's like, yeah, you know what I said was right and what he said was right. I'm thinking, hold on a second, nah, this is gonna be a prank, bro. You're pulling my leg, fam. You're pulling my fucking leg right now, bro. But then again, like I think, oh shit, he clarified it to me that they're both true. They're both true, but in my particular context, the way I was because I'm eating them with protein and fats, they will get absorbed more slowly. But I'm scratching my head thinking, I told the first model, that I was frying the spinach in the oil and the fat, oil and the butter, and of course eating that with my lunch, with the entire meal, right? And he has screenshots of my meal. and all of its components. So I'm you know what? Actually thinking about I'm thinking through it now. I'm still confused. I can't lie, that first brother, yo, that first model was telling me lies, man. It was drip feeding me lies. But you know what? If I have to think about the difference in my questions and my prompts with regards to the two chats, or like in comparison, I would say the first one was more duh, 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 duh. And what I mean by that is that the queries were more rushed and they were less detailed, and they didn't really include a lot of my perspective on things. Because in the second model, and in the second chat when I was speaking to him, I was giving my perspective. I was saying, doesn't this mean this? I think this means that and this and that. And he was pushing back against me. I was pushing back against him. We was having a good conversation. And plus, it was a fresh conversation. And I just had given it the context of what happened today, which I haven't even got into yet. And he more or less just dismantled everything the first model was saying. So my theory is this, because I used it extensively. I used the first chat extensively in the first half to actually curate the diet, right? To actually think about what sorts of things I might be having and what sorts of supplements I might be beneficial to take and whatnot, and so on and so on, right? And then in the second half, I started to ask him about my symptoms and how I should alleviate this and this and this and nausea and this and that and this and how does this help? So I think that first half, all of the useful content, it was useful, and in the second half, it just lost its utility just because it had just too much context to handle, and it was just, I don't know, dragging shit off the internet. I've noticed another thing that is it's not giving me links to its sources anymore, and it used to do that. So I might need to go follow up on that and see what's going on there. But yeah, man, that's my learnings for today. That's my serious learnings, and I've noticed this before. The first time I noticed this, and it shocked me. It shocks me. I literally, oh my gosh, I'm remembering this now. I asked GPT a question, right? Asked GPT a question. It's probably something to do with the body, like scientific question. Like, should I do this, or what happens if you do this, right? And it gave me an answer. It was like, yes, you should, because this. And then I think I accidentally reloaded it. So I accidentally pressed refresh on the response. And it said, no, I shouldn't. Oh, I can't, that blew my brain, bro. That blew my brain. I know it's probabilistic, but surely not. Surely not. Like, how is it going to give me the opposite answer on the second try? Maybe from a sample, like it's half the time it says yes, half the time it says no. I guess that's a possibility, and that kind of makes sense if that's the case, right? There's conflicting pieces of information out there online, and everyone has their own perspectives and opinions based on their own domain knowledge, right? So fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, man. Back to what happened earlier today. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it because I didn't even talk about it with anyone at work. I was just floating at work today, and I just left. I just picked up my bag and I left, bro. I had enough, bro. Anyway, let me break it down. So essentially, this morning, boom, I had my breakfast. I had a salt shot, and this is the first mistake. Number one: don't shot salt, bro. Don't shot. Always dissolve it in water, bro, because when that salt goes in a crystallized form and it's not dissolved or anything like that, and it's not like ingested over a period of time, then it's going to react with the stomach lining and it's going to draw in water to the gut, right? And it's going to cause some chemical reaction right there. And that drawing of water into the gut is going to expand, it's going to cause bloating and nausea because you've directly irritated the stomach lining, first of all, and you've made it, you've drawn water in, so now it's bloating and it's expanding. And it's not something that the stomach is made to handle, like the stomach can handle like salty water over a period of time, but it can't handle that shot right there. And so don't ever think that's a good idea. So cool, started off the morning with an irritated belly, but I didn't know it yet. But hold on, there's more. By the time it comes around to like 12, no, 1 p.m., reaching 1 p.m., I started to feel a little nauseous, you know what I'm saying? I started to feel a little nauseous. So I'm like, what might be the reason for this? I also felt very, very hungry. Um, I know the reason for the hunger. That's just the ghrelin hormone. Okay, let me explain. The ghrelin hormone is a hunger hormone, right? And this signals when you've run out of insulin. So of course, by the time I've eaten my breakfast until the time, so eat my breakfast at 7:30 a.m. and then by the time it's 1 p.m., I've got no insulin. So I'm getting serious hunger pangs. And then I'm also getting a little nauseous. And then this is probably because the sodium that the sodium shot that I took in the morning has already been flushed, right? Because I've been drinking a lot of water at this point, right? And I haven't really got around to the idea that, of course, like the more water that I drink, the more diluted my blood concentration becomes. So I'm essentially dehydrating myself while my kidneys are already dehydrating me because they're flushing out sodium in large amounts because of the fact that I'm in ketosis and the insulin is not high, so it's not retaining the sodium, right? So it's like I'm just losing all the sodium, and I've lost all of it from this first shot in the morning, and so okay, cool. I'm thinking, let me take another shot. And as I just told you, the shots are not a good idea, right? So I take another shot, right? And at this point, actually, I take another shot, right? And then I'm walking up and down, thinking, okay, it's kind of alleviated itself now. And then no, I don't take a full shot. I take a half a shot, and then I get a text. Where are you? I'm thinking, what do you mean? Where am I? I'm thinking, what do you mean? Where am I, bro? I don't know where I am, bro. I'm just here, innit? Like, and then I'm like on this floor, innit? Like, well, go on. She's like, bro, I'm here by myself. You need to come with me right now. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, me and this girl had a meeting with people in the team that we were gonna be joining, and I've completely forgotten about it because I've been nauseous, so I've just been concentrating on relieving this nausea. So I'm thinking, fuck, I do another half shot. I'm like, let me lock in. I drink some water. I go downstairs. And listen, obviously, like a couple people knew about the meeting because it was like in the lunch hall. Yeah, so I'm walking. Everyone's looking at me. I'm like, hey, one of my boys said I was walking with Swagger, but I wasn't meaning to walk with Swagger, bro. But you said I found it funny that I was just 10 minutes later and I was walking with Swagger in it. But listen, I'm there. Cause me and Patton, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't quite nauseous in the meeting, but I did feel a little bit surreal. But that might have been too high potassium levels. But this is then again, like I'm getting conflicting messages from different AI models. So I was talking to GPT about like potassium and shit like that, right? And he's like, bro, this is terrible. This is terrible. Your potassium levels are too high. Because I'm on like 5,000 mg right now, and it's like it's too high. The potassium needs to be tightly regulated because it triggers. It's responsible for like neural firing and your heart rhythm and shit like this. While sodium is something that can be consumed in excess because it's excreted through sweat, urine, and stuff like that, right? Potassium is not the same. So you need to stop that high dosage right now. I'm thinking, oh shit. I'm thinking, oh shit, I fucked up. But I then I'm speaking to Gemini now. And cool, ChatGPT can convince me now. Like, I'm convinced, like, okay, potassium might have been like a lot of the reason why I felt the way I did, because he was saying that too high of potassium leads to like a panicky feeling, like a sort of nausea feeling as well, and like a tightness in the chest. So I kind of been feeling that, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? It's the potassium. I need to stop that shit. And then cool, this second chat of Gemini now, I'm speaking to my man, and he's saying, I ask him the same question. I'm like, so no. I give him like a screenshot of my meal plan for today, and I'm thinking, what I tell him all the symptoms, what happened today, and I ask him, what's your analysis? Obviously, I tell him your you're a dietitian expert, you're an expert in health, this, that, and the other. So, like he should be drawing from the right pool of knowledge to answer these questions. And so he gives me his analysis. He doesn't mention the potassium at all. So I'm thinking, hold on. Gemini, I mean, GPT thought this was crazy. This was a crazy amount. So I was like, do you not see any problem with the amount of potassium I have in? He's like, no. What? I'm like, wait, hold on. What do you mean no? What do you mean no, bro? What do you mean no? This guy's, I spent like the past half an hour talking with GPT on the way home about how potassium is bad and terrible and this, and you're telling me there's no problem, bro. He was telling me that potassium is okay as long as that he obviously agreed that the salt shot is terrible. He said, but the levels of potassium is okay because you're on keto, and then obviously sodium is dropping, so potassium is also dropping in relation. GPT said the same thing, but said that sodium was dropping a lot, a lot faster than potassium was. So you don't need that extra potassium. But Gemini was saying that it's fine as long as you have it throughout the day because it's dropping anyway. So Gemini, I mean, that sounds sensible, right? That sounds sensible. But the way Gemini was talking, I mean, the way GPT was talking, oh my gosh, would have thought it was the end of the world, bro. Maybe I'm exaggerating a tiny bit, only a tiny bit though. But yeah, okay. So back to the story now. Back to the story. This meeting's over. I'm gonna back upstairs. I'm still feeling a bit. I'm starting to feel a bit nauseous again. You know, a tiny bit hungry. Obviously, this nausea is because of that salt shot, right? Like it's had that same chemical reaction that I took very little salt with it. I didn't dissolve it, anything like that. So I've again just directly just punched my stomach lining, just beating it up a little bit. So come around 2 p.m. now. This is my lunchtime, yeah. So it's been about 6.5 hours since I ate breakfast. And I go to have lunch, heat it up. And I'm just feeling at this point just out of it, like I'm just feeling straight out of it. I see a couple of people I know, I say, yo, you know what I'm saying? I hope that I didn't come across just awkward because I feel like I've come across quite awkward to a lot of people today. But then again, like, you know these things when you feel like you come across a certain way, and then you speak to people and you realize that they weren't even paying attention to you. Nobody's paying attention to you as much as you, bro. Trust me. But but yeah, I was just out of it. Obviously, my meal's done now. Boom, eat down, have the meal. And this is where I take the third salt shot. Oh, oh, what a terrible idea, bro. I take the third salt shot of a small amount of water, eat the meal, boom. I'm feeling heavy now. I'm feeling heavy. I'm feeling bloated. Yo, I'm sitting there scratching my head that. And then I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at my phone. My phone, there's nothing on my phone, bro. I'm just looking at my phone. I'm like, that creeping feeling is like, I need to get up and have a go, like, try walk this off. Because apparently walking stimulates the I forgot the hormone, but where it's sort of hormone. It's a hormone that like kind of pushes through your gut. I don't remember the specific details of this one, so I'm not gonna speak on it, but it helps, right? It helps. So I've sat down for like 5-10 minutes now. Let's say 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and I'm thinking, okay, let me get up and go walk because it's getting worse. I feel bloated, I feel heavy, and I'm feeling nauseous. So I go over, wash my shirt, put it on my desk, and then like what's the word? I stumble out. I stumble out the office. I stumble towards the lifts, and I stand there and I stare at the window, and I wait for the lift to come. But this time, like, I know, like, I've fucked up. I don't know what I've done, but I fucked up. Like, the nausea is worse than yesterday. And it was meant to be better today because I've reduced the total amount of fat that I'm digesting. So I've fucked up. I've fucked up. So lifts come out. I've gone the lifts. I've gone outside. Instantly, I feel a little bit better. That fresh air feeling. It's just no, like it's just nice. That cold air, a little bit rainy, so it was refreshing. It was refreshing. So I start walking out, but by this point it's gotten even worse. Like I'm feeling terrible. So I just keep it stepping. I keep it stepping. I keep my head down. I'm saying I see people cut like looking at me. I'm thinking I would smile at you right now, but I'm not in a happy mood, like in the slightest. In the slightest, bro. In the slightest. I'm not about to, but keep my head down, keep it stepping, just do a little loop. Come back round now. It's been about 10 minutes. I'm still feeling like the same way. And yeah, I was approaching the office. I just stood there and I looked at the office and I was thinking, there's no way anything is getting done. What am I gonna do for the rest of the day? And this was about what, like 2:30, 2:45, and I finished work at 5:30. So what am I gonna do for that time? But anyways, this is not a problem that I have the cognitive capacity to deal with, because when I go into the office, right, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, nah, my stomach's really hurting. So I'm thinking, I go to the first floor place, and there's a little like cafe place with like nice comfy chairs. So I sit down and I just on my side like this, just and I stay there for at least an hour and a half. But once I sat down, it got worse, and I didn't want to move. I couldn't move. I was just there chatting to Gemini like, bro, I need help. Like, what do I do? Like, so something's clearly gone wrong here. And this is like the first chat, right? So he's just giving me senses. I don't even want to say sensible answers. He's giving me answers, and I'm just firing off questions in the same like unstructured way, just wanting answers, bro. I need to understand what's happening, but I'm there for a while. And of course, like if I actually explain what actually happened, it was just that those salt shots were just irritating my stomach, right? And by the time I got like it was just the accumulated damage over time. And yeah, it was. I think that's just the main thing. Don't shot salt. Just don't do it. I need next tomorrow. I'm going to sip it over a period of time so that it's consistent and I don't pull any. Oh no. Okay. No. Let me take that back. That particular nausea was the combined effect of the salt shot and the heavy meal, right? Because that salt shot is drawing water into the stomach, as I said, and I've also just ingested a huge meal. So that's just double the that's double the stress. That's like I was like giving it like a 1-2 before. I'm just giving it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6, 7, 8, bro. Like, like what did I expect? Of course, I didn't know. I didn't know still. I didn't know how detrimental a salt shot can be. But yeah, the plan tomorrow is to sip the salt water and to and I'm gonna reduce a small amount of fat in the breakfast tomorrow, just so my liver has enough time to produce bile to emulsify the fat. But yeah, I was sitting there for like an hour and a half, just like this. I was just watching people come out the elevator, and I was just looking at them, bro. No, a couple of people walked past. I just looked at them and just so they know that I'm calm in it, like just so they don't think I'm dead. just give them some sort of response. Then eventually, cool. I get up now. It's like four p.m. something like that. I'm thinking I'm not gonna do any work. Like my stomach is still hurting. Like maybe it's a little bit. I don't even think it was a little bit better. I just thought like I'd been there for long enough. Like I'm wasting time at this point. I either go home or I stay here. And why would I stay here? What's the point? I'm just it's not making any sense. It's not making any sense. And that's the saddest thing about nausea, bro. Like I get it's an emergency signal. I get it's telling me, bro, something seriously is going wrong here. Like nausea is evolutionary. Is evolutionary. It's a signal to say, oh, you might have been poisoned. Stop everything. It's meant to incapacitate you so that it can be dealt with, and if necessary, obviously expel the poison from your system, right? But that's the exact problem. I mean, it's incapacitating. You can't do anything while you're nauseous, bro. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in the slightest, bro. It doesn't work in the slightest. So I'm thinking, cool. Let me just get up now. Let me get up. So I start walking. And it's still like it's gotten a little bit better, but it's still like low level. So I'm just walking, cool. Get to my desk. And I look at the time and it's like, what is the time? What is the time at this point? At 4:30 maybe? What train did I get? At 5 o'clock? No, not the 5 o'clock one, the 4 o'clock one. I got home at 5. Maybe it was I think it was about 4:30 or something like that, right? So it's an hour till I can leave. Maybe a bit earlier than that as well. Oh no, I'm lying. I'm such a liar. I'm so sorry. The train was at like 4:14. So I left at like I left before 4, bro. I left before 4. I'll keep it a buck with you. If not like a half an hour later. I just picked up my bag and left because I didn't have any work to do anyway. So my time in the office is wasted. It didn't have to be wasted, but like if I'm nauseous, I'm incapacitated. I'm not gonna do anything. So I left, got on the train, got home, laid on the floor for a little bit, you know, consulted GPT. And this is where GPT was telling me, "Oh my gosh, potassium is terrible. Oh my gosh, you're gonna die." So I'm, so I'll get in the shower, refresh a little bit, feeling a lot better now. So consult Gemini in the second chat, and he just breaks it down for me. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is crazy stuff. But yeah, man, that is the end of my story. The long-winded story, I know. But you know what? I recorded something like this yesterday, but it was even worse than this. There was no coherence. This one actually had coherence. I actually told a full story, and I included all of the because I was thinking yesterday, like, am I going to include technical details or am I just going to just tell a story? But in the same video, I said I'm only going to produce content if I'm providing value to the people that's watching. So I guess including the technical stuff as well is beneficial for your understanding. So now you can go away and think maybe when you come across someone that's overdosing on potassium, you can be like, bro, maybe that's not a good idea. Do you know what I'm saying? Or if they're sort of short and salt, they can be like, bro, this is what happens. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can take something away from this video. Like, the story is cool, but the technical details also matter because that's even helps me like when I'm recalling. Like I know it's like I'll have these questions like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Then when I'm saying it in front of a camera, it's like, oh wait, I know why this shit is happening. You know, when you write it down, it's like, wait, I do have access to this information. But then in the moment, it's like you just go to GPT and Gemini for everything. Like I was realizing this the other day, like how many questions have I asked Gemini and GPT over and over? I've asked them the same question multiple times. I shouldn't have to do that. And obviously, the solution to that is just to, after you ask a question, you reflect on the answer, you repeat it, and you recall it. Same thing, repeat, recall. You recall it over a period of time. You're like, okay, wait, what was the answer to that question again? Oh yeah, and it's because of that, and that's how this relates to this. And you have to like go over the information again so that it solidifies. Because if you don't go over it again, you'll just find yourself in the same predicament, asking the same question that you already had the answer to, and it's stupid. That that will result in a over reliance in the use of AI models. That will result in a dependence. Because if you offload all of your questions to GPT and you don't even get smart as a result of the response, then what's the point? It's literally you're just a no. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this a lot these days. Like people are just AI rappers, bro. And I'm fearing that I am becoming one. I was an AI rapper for the first chat of Gemini this whole time. I was taking him in, and then second Gemini told me that first Gemini was wrong, and now I realize that it's not all sunshines and roses. You can't actually rely on AI too heavily, at least without cross referencing. And I'm gonna leave it there.